We are here to announce today charges that have just been filed against William Henry Cosby. These charges stem from a sexual assault that took place on an evening in early 2004 at Mr. Cosby's home in Cheltenham Township, Montgomery County. Mr. Cosby is charged with aggravated indecent assault. This is a felony of the first degree. Mr. Cosby's attorney has been notified of the charges, and he is expected to be arraigned later this afternoon. When we have a specific time for that, we'll let you know, and that's going to be at the Magisterial District Judge's office in Elkins Park. The charges today are filed as a result of new information that came to light in July of 2015. Statute of limitations in this type of case is 12 years. After determining that the statute of limitations regarding potential criminal offenses had not yet expired, the investigation was reopened. Working with Chief Norris and the Cheltenham Township Police, Montgomery County detectives and prosecutors from our office, our team reviewed the initial investigation, re-interviewed some of the witnesses, examined evidence from the civil case, and information from other alleged victims. The evidence shows Mr. Cosby established a relationship with the victim after meeting her through her work associated with Temple University's women's basketball program. Through the course of their association, the victim came to consider Mr. Cosby her mentor and her friend. On two other occasions before the incident leading to the criminal charge in this case, Mr. Cosby made two sexual advances at her that were rejected. On the evening in question, Mr. Cosby urged her to take pills that he provided to her and to drink wine, the effect of which rendered her unable to move, respond to his advances, and he committed aggravated indecent assault upon her. Now, a prosecutor's job is to follow the evidence wherever it takes us, and sometimes that means whenever it comes to light. When U.S. Federal Judge Edward Rebreno unsealed legal filings that contained references to the civil deposition, and we learned about allegations from other victims under similar circumstances, reopening this case was not a question. Rather, reopening this case was our duty as law enforcement officers with a sworn obligation to uphold our constitutions and to uphold the law. Today, after examination of all the evidence, we are able to seek justice on behalf of the victim. Now, going forward, and we ask that anyone that has any information regarding any similar incidents with Mr. Cosby come forward. We ask them to contact either the Montgomery County Detective Bureau here or Cheltenham Township Police. At this point, I will take questions.
Do you know anything about the legality of getting that deposition admitted as evidence in this case? I know there was some question about that early on.
Well, I can't at this point. There's going to certainly be motions that will be filed in the case and matters to be litigated. I can't give you a determination of how that is going to result, but the depositions were released by the federal court judge, and we examined them and examined other evidence that we were able to obtain in this case. Other questions?
The arraignment is here or Elkins Park?
The arraignment will be in Elkins Park, and we don't have a specific time. I anticipate it may be around 4 p.m. today.
He will physically be there, or is it?
He has to appear at an arraignment before Magisterial District Judge McHugh, and he'll be arraigned by her. It's her jurisdiction.
Have you been in contact with any of the other Cosby accusers for potentially testifying in this case?
Well, I'm not going to get into specifics of the investigation at this point, but it's outlined in the affidavit of probable cause that there are other alleged victims, and we are examining evidence in that, and again, as to the prior question, it's going to be looked at in terms of motions that will be filed down the line here.